144 floors below the surface, 10,000 people are living out their whole lives, and not one of them has ever seen the sky. In fiction, the silo is a refuge, a clever bunker that keeps humanity alive while the world above lies poisoned and still. It almost looks cozy. But nobody in the story ever stops to ask the obvious question: could we actually build it? Not the drama, the machine. So let's try. It starts with the hole. To stack 10,000 people underground, you have to go deep, over 100 levels into solid rock. And here the fiction tells its first quiet lie. Down there, it is not cool, and it is not safe. The earth gets hotter the deeper you dig, about 25 degrees for every kilometer. Go far enough, and the rock itself is warm to the touch. So your refuge from a dying world has a strange new problem. It is slowly, patiently trying to cook you. Take something as simple as air. Seal 10,000 people inside a concrete tube, and it becomes the most expensive thing you own. Every breath burns oxygen and breathes out carbon dioxide. And in a sealed space, that carbon dioxide has nowhere to go. It builds invisibly until it makes you dizzy, then sick, then dead. The story waves this away with vents and fans. But vents to where? There is no fresh air to pull in. So you aren't ventilating a building, you're running a chemistry plant around the clock, making oxygen from scratch. And a chemistry plant runs on one thing: power. Underground, there is no sun, no wind, no rivers. Every light, every fan, every door draws from a single source that can never, ever stop, not for a second, not in 150 years. In the story, it's a mysterious generator humming in the dark. In reality, it's the master switch for 10,000 lives. And there's really only one honest answer. You'd have to tap the heat of the earth itself, the very heat that was trying to cook you, and turn the silo's greatest pret into the thing that keeps it alive. Which sounds clever until you meet the problem the fiction never shows at all: heat. Every machine, every body, every light, all of it turns, in the end, into heat. On the surface, that warmth just drifts up into the open sky. But you're sealed inside warm rock with nowhere to send it. So a closed silo doesn't get cold, it gets hotter and hotter, like a laptop with its vents taped shut, until the air becomes unbearable. Shedding the heat of 10,000 people forever, wrapped in hot stone, may be the hardest problem we've never solved. And we haven't even had a drink yet. Water can't be trucked in, so every drop has to loop forever. What someone drinks today is their sweat tomorrow, and they're drinking water again by the end of the week. The same water, used 10,000 times, cleaned by machines that, again, run on power you can never lose. Now feed them. 10,000 people, 3 meals a day with no farmland and no sun. To grow that many calories under artificial light, you'd have to wallpaper entire levels with glowing gardens, burning huge power just to fake a sunrise, dozens of floors doing nothing but feeding the floors above. Your refuge, it turns out, is mostly farm. Step back and you see what we're really building. Not a bunker, a tiny sealed world. Nothing comes in, nothing leaves. Every atom you start with is every atom you'll ever have, cycling perfectly, without leaking, for 150 years. We tried this once. In the 1990s, 8 people sealed themselves inside a glass world called Biosphere 2. Within 2 years, the oxygen drained away, the crops failed, and they had to break the seal to survive. 2 years. Now imagine 150. And here, the problem stops being about machines and starts being about us. 150 years underground is 6 generations. 10,000 people sounds like plenty, until you realize they can only ever marry each other. Keep a gene pool sealed too long, and it slowly poisons itself. The same hidden flaws stacking up, generation after generation. So who is allowed to have children, and with whom, can no longer be left to love? It has to be managed. The fiction calls it a birth lottery. The engineering calls it the only option. Then there's the part no blueprint can solve: the mind. We are animals built for horizons, for sunlight, for open sky, for somewhere to walk toward. Take that away for a lifetime, and people don't just grow sad. Their sense of out and up and someday begins to rot. To hold 10,000 minds together in a whole for 6 generations, you'd need something more powerful than any machine. You'd need total order, rules no one questions, and maybe a story, a reason never to open the door.
Which brings us to the real secret of the silo. In the fiction, the mystery is what waits outside and why no one may look. But follow the engineering all the way down, and you arrive somewhere colder. The most dangerous thing in a sealed world isn't bad air, or lost power, or a failed harvest. It's hope. Because the whole machine only survives as long as no one breaks the seal. One open door, one person who has to see the sky, and the fragile system rushes to meet a world that can't keep it alive. So the lie was never just a villain's trick. The lie is load-bearing. And even then, even if every machine holds and every secret keeps, the silo is still not a refuge. It's a clock. Because no closed world lasts forever. Everything wears, everything runs down. The silo was never a place to live. It was a very long way to say goodbye. So, could we actually build it? Maybe. The concrete, the reactors, the gardens, those we could manage. The real question is the one the fiction never asks. If the only way to survive is to never look up, would it still be worth surviving at all? What would you do if you were the one holding the door?